Hello guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs and if they should have a new captain going into the next season. Now, of course, since the Maple Leafs are eliminated, I've seen a lot of Leafs fans speculating where and what player will be their next captain going into the next season, or if they should even have one. In today's video, I'm going to be answering, should the Maple Leafs even have a captain to begin with? Should they still roll with the assistant captains and have no captain at all for the next season? Although usually having a captain is a good thing, sometimes teams just shouldn't rush it. And that could be the case for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I mean, just look at Vegas. They're in the Western Conference Final with no captain. Sometimes it's best to have none. And in time, yes, I do think that it's best for Toronto to have a captain. I just don't know if they should do it next year, if they should do it the year after that. I don't know how they should go after it, who they'll announce, even if it's going to be this season. But I don't know how they'll announce it. I don't know when they will. I don't know when the best time is, though. So maybe this year, maybe in the next year. But I think that they should be at least a little bit more patient than in some other teams. And I'll admit, Toronto lacks the leadership on the team. There is a few guys, but I just don't think there's an obvious guy. And you may say Austin Matthews, but I say it's a little bit less obvious than that. It could go a lot of ways. Now, the number one reason why I'm saying this, and probably the most important in my opinion, is I just don't think he's quite ready for that. At age 20, putting a guy in the captaincy, kind of like Connor McDavid that young, I don't think it's best for the team, and I don't think it's best for him. Even though a guy like Connor McDavid can handle that himself, I don't think that's best for the team itself. And we all know the Toronto media and just the Toronto atmosphere in general is massive. And just the pressure on guys, especially when as a captain, is going to be massive. So whoever gets it, that pressure is going to be unlike anything they've really experienced. Just look at Toronto's last captain, Dion Phaneuf. He came in from Calgary in 2010, was overhyped, not the number one defenseman like Toronto was overhyping him as, and once he'd have those bad games and once in a while, Toronto media would tear him apart because, well, they expected him to be that franchise guy when he really wasn't. He wasn't prepared for that captain role, and he was not ready for it, and a lot of people aren't. It takes a special kind of character to be ready for the captaincy in Toronto, and he was 25 then. He was a lot older than Austin Matthews is now, and Austin Matthews is 20 years old. So giving a guy the captaincy at 20, and probably going to be 21 if they actually do that, I think that it would just be a massive undertaking for him and one that he may not be able to handle. Now, granted, Austin Matthews is a lot better than Dion Phaneuf, but still, I think this similar situation still applies. I think that it could be a scary situation if Austin Matthews isn't ready for it. So for Toronto, there's only a few guys who really fit that mold, and it might not even be on their team right now. I mean, I don't know if Austin Matthews will be ready quite yet. He probably will be down the line, but I don't expect him to be ready at age 21 when they actually do it. I just think that it takes a special kind of person. Austin Matthews might be that in the future, but for right now, I don't think that there's quite a perfect fit there. I think that Toronto being hasty with that captain position could really hurt them in the long run. There are only a few guys that sort of kind of fit that mold, but not really. As I said before, I don't think there's a perfect fit on the Toronto team. You got guys like Kadri, Riley, and Marner, but I just don't think that they're quite in that same realm as a captain should be. And Toronto is a whole nother beast, sort of like Montreal, where you need to be one of the best captains in the NHL for that to really work out and to work out in the long run. And I think that those guys, at least those three, aren't going to really cut it. But you know who I think is the best fit for this team, even though he's not a perfect fit? I think that Patrick Marleau could be the best suitor for a captaincy if this Toronto decides to go that route for the next season. He's 38 years old with 2 more years left after this season, so he doesn't have that much term left, but if those 2 years, if they decide to go that 2-year plan, I think it's going to be beneficial in the long run. He's already pretty much a leader for Toronto Maple Leafs. He's fitted in well. Toronto had a good season. He's still skillful, and he's able to still hold his own on the ice, and he's still a pretty good player out there, and he's still very, very good. So again, he still has a skill, not quite captaincy compared to guys like Stamkos and Crosby and Ovechkin, but he's still good enough to be that kind of guy. And Matt Marleau, I think it could fit the team very well. Not perfectly, but I think very well. He is that old guy and brings experience, brings the knowledge of the game. And I think that if he was decided to be captain, I wouldn't be mad at it at all. I think that it would actually be pretty beneficial to Toronto Maple Leafs in the long run of just out and having experience to all the guys who are already coming through. He knows how to handle the media already, being 1 year in Toronto, so he already has a little bit of experience in his belt, and he's the biggest dad in the NHL, both with his own family and with Toronto Maple Leafs. It seems like he's basically the dad of the team. Just look at Marleau with Marner. It seems like it's bring your son to work day at the ACC. But honestly, if Patrick Marleau, even though he doesn't have too much term left, even though it wouldn't be a long-term option in captaincy. I still think it would be a bridge to a guy like Austin Matthews. He'd be 2 years older. He'd be 23 if that happened, if it decided to be like a bridge kind of thing there. I still think that would be beneficial for them in the long run. Again, Marleau, I think, will have a lasting impact on the team for the guys that are still young, like Nylander and Marner. Matthews, Riley, there's so many guys there that could benefit from Marleau's experience and already have. So I think that having him as the captain, having him as the leader is really already what he is, but just to have that official and confirmed, I think would be good for them. Again, I don't think it's the perfect fit. I don't know if they should actually do that, but I do think that he's probably the best option for the Toronto Maple Leafs right now. May just be me being biased, but I do like Patrick Marleau. I do think that he'd suit the Toronto Maple Leafs team pretty nicely. Other guys, I don't think would do it quite as well. But that is going to it for today, guys. Guys, enjoy it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Tell me down below what you thought of this video. What do you think? What do you think is the best suitor for the captaincy if the Toronto Maple Leafs actually do that, or if they'll have none at all? Share with your friends if you haven't, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.